everybody comes in this earth to do something. Your responsibility is your innate tools and skills that you've been given, and you saying, all right, fuck what they think, fuck what they say. I'm going to pursue what I want, and I'm going to impact this world positively, and I'm going to impact the people around me and empower them to be who they're supposed to be. And everybody has a different responsibility. But you have to figure out what that is for you, and you have to follow that every single day when you wake up.
Mind over matter is magic. I do magic. Don't you know now? Mind over matter is magic. I do magic. Don't you know now? Mind over matter is magic. I do magic. Don't you know you think of that? Mind over matter is magic. I do magic.
Yeah. What's good?
What's good?
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
Feeling blessed and highly favored?
Blessed and highly favored.
I love that for you. I love that for us.
Yes.
Welcome to Mind Over Matter, baby. I'm your host, DEJA Wallace, and if this is your first time joining us, welcome. If this is not, welcome back. I appreciate you for coming back to listen to another episode. And yeah, shout out to you. I could tell you really love yourself. I could tell. I got a big guest in the building with me. Mr. Kenny Dreams. Welcome.
Kenny Dreams, a.k.a. Mr. Sandman.
Oh, I didn't even know that one.
You know what I'm saying?
Never heard of that one. Mr. Sandman.
A.k.a. The Dreamer.
Okay. Why they call you the Dreamer?
Because my name is Kenny Dreams, and I got a big dream, and I'm chasing it. I'm living it every single day. I breathe it.
Okay. Bars. I'm going to drop a bunch of bombs after that.
Sleepless nights ain't make no money. Nah, yeah. Y'all let's keep it jumping, cowboy in my city. Oh, yeah. Shawty gon' come up fast. Shawty gon' bring a friend. Oh, yeah. Gotta come hop and spot on niggas gon' take what's yours. Oh, yeah. Hands on where I reside. You better pick a side. Oh, yeah. Niggas don't know about why. Niggas always asking about how. We ain't numb. We go dumb. Bring the blunts. Left no crumbs. Baby, I love and I don't give a fuck.
This is crazy because this is like the third time we trying to record this episode. And I feel like, what they say, third time's a charm?
Third time's a charm.
Okay,
you know the vibe. So
I feel like this is going to be good. This is going to be good. We're going to talk about sobriety. We're going to talk about dreams because you are the dreamer yourself, like you just said. And we're going to talk about just friendships.
Beautiful.
So if this is something you're interested in, kick back, relax, and we're going to get right into this episode.
Yeah.
So Mr. Kenny, I had asked you before, but I want to ask you again.
Yeah.
How's the sober journey going? Are we still sober? Like, what's going on with that?
Yeah, definitely. It's beautiful. It's been I want to say just a chill journey. Like, at this point, I'm kind of used to it. It's been nice to just soak up life naturally and not have to depend on other things. And I definitely am grateful that I can even do this. I also don't have any like opposition towards people who do smoke or drink. For me and my crew, we just kind of like to stay the course, you know, and like not get too up or too down. It's been easy to maintain consistency by waking up every morning and focusing on the things that you need to focus.
I like that you mentioned being consistent because what I did realize too when I did choose a more sober life is that it's easier to just stay focused. It's easier to wake up early, go to the gym, and do what I need to do that is in alignment with my path. And I'm pretty sure you could attest to that because you did say like being consistent. So how has just your lifestyle compared to when you weren't sober compared to now? How does it differ? Like even your mindset?
My lifestyle is kind of the same. I'm
It's the
kind of
same?
doing the same things,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the intention that's a little different. I've always kind of had a good consistent routine in terms of creation and development and really improvement. But now I'm just a little bit more focused. I feel like I have a clear intention every day on what needs to be done and a clear intention on the overall big picture of my existence. And like, you know, doing drugs doesn't impede on that for some people. But for me at that time it did. And maybe in the future it doesn't. Maybe in the future I have a newfound self that can have that clarity and it aligns with my spirit. But at this point it doesn't. And so I have to continue to stay the course.
And are you looking at this as like a lifelong thing, or like you said, it's just like a matter of time and like yeah?
Nah, I mean I honestly don't think of it.
Okay.
It's that part's unintentional. I'm just a being. And my being doesn't need it. So why have it? Why seek it?
Okay. Beautiful.
Yeah.
How did your friendships change? Because I'm pretty sure, because for me personally, when I do go out and I decide tonight, I don't want to drink. I just want to be sober. I got to wake up early and I'm vibing being sober. I feel good right now. I don't need a drink. And I'm that one person at the table that's like, I don't want to drink. And then you see the faces like,
yeah,
you know, like
most
who the hell
people,
she thinks she is?
Yeah. Nah, I feel that.
So I say all of that to say, like, how does like your friendships, how is that affected due to that choice?
Yeah, most people assume me and my homies do drugs and we smoke and we drink and we pop pills. I don't know, maybe it's the way we dress or it's the fact that, you know, we cool, we get girls and stuff like that. But it didn't really affect my friendships because most of my friends and I are aligned. We all don't smoke or don't drink. And so it was actually kind of like an easy thing to let go of. Because I was one of the last people that really committed to it, to letting go of that. And so there's honestly been no friction. If anything, I feel like it's just made us closer. And that's definitely a unique experience to anybody out there that's struggling because of the surroundings that they're in. I would say change your surroundings first. And if you can't change your surroundings, change your surroundings. In other words, tell those people around you, yo, this isn't the thing that's for you. My little brother's actually dealing with this right now. He's on the same journey. He's a fashion influencer, and he has his fashion influencer homies, and he was able to communicate to them like, yo, let's lock in. Let's lock in. Doesn't have to be forever, but let's lock in. And that's his surroundings. And he didn't want to change his surroundings, so he changed his surroundings. And that just means, you know, going up to those people that are around you and influencing them and empowering them to focus. Because at the end of the day, that's really the mode. It's like nobody has time to you know, lounge around and just do what they want to do until you can do everything you want to do. And so that's kind of the lane that we in right now, is locking in and being aligned with ourselves. Because what we're pursuing it's everything to us.
So I know you have this brotherhood, if I must say, Roaring 20s. I know you guys, that's who you're referring to as in just your people that have, decided to be sober and everything.
Yeah.
What was life like before you found that brotherhood and like that strong support system? Like, did you always have that support system, or
Like you mean like since
in terms of like having people around you that was in alignment with?
Nah, I always felt like the odd one out. I still feel like the odd one out sometimes, but there was a loneliness there. My vision wasn't connected with the vision of other people's. And the pursuit was like a one-man sport. And now it's like a basketball squad. Everybody might want to do different things, but we all on the same team. And it's honestly a blessing, because there's a lot of artists that don't have that. And so I'm 100%, and I'll always be eternally grateful for the opportunity of seeking what you want with the people that you genuinely believe and respect in.
So do you believe in that statement that people usually say, like, at the top, it's lonely?
I don't know. I'm not at the top yet.
I feel like you itching up there.
Nah, I'm far from it. The top for me is it's the top. You know, I'm successful for sure.
But would you? I mean, you're climbing to the top.
Yeah.
Does it look like that stigma that people say, or you're just like in the moment with it?
I'm in the moment with it for sure.
Okay.
I think there's a difference between being alone and being lonely.
Yeah, for sure. Talk about that.
I think success will depending on how unique your success is, will definitely isolate you. But within that isolation comes decisions you can make. Because any successful person will tell you they have the ultimate decisions and autonomy to make and create their life. So at that point, you can create what you want. You can have a system in your life where you're like I see Kevin Hart and how he has the Paper Cut Boys, and he has the people he came up with, and they do tours once a year, and they do all sorts of things. So you can always make your life how you want it, especially when you're successful. You can do that at any point in your life, but especially when you're successful. So, yeah, like being alone isn't a bad thing. Being alone in your successes isn't a bad thing. It's all about the way you see your life and the way you want your life to be. And some people like that, some people don't. Personally, I try to stay in the moment. And as far as I'm concerned, I haven't even started the journey just so much as I've started it. It's kind of been like a prelude to the story. Because
it's funny because I have an episode that's called like Alone But Not Lonely.
Yeah.
And it's a concept I think about a lot because when I did start this podcast, I had a bunch of people around me and just like friends around me just on the podcast, just, and this is the 104th episode. And it's like, it's just me, you know what I mean? Wow. And I had to come to a point where I realized like sometimes it's okay to be alone because that's really where you have the capacity to grow your most in certain points of your life because you're not so easily influenced. You have to actually just stand your own ground without outside factors. And I feel like there's a lot of strength and inner strength you have to grow even in order to just be alone. and not look at it as being lonely. Because like I feel like loneliness is what happens when you are trying to seek things outside of you to fill that void. And I know that in your early stages, you could probably attest to that as well. Just realizing that just because you're alone, that does not mean it's a negative thing. You know, it's a lot of negative connotation that's surrounded with that word, with being alone, which isn't lonely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's something that I think about a lot. And how do you feel like your faith has helped you get out of that, just that mindset of being lonely instead of just being alone?
When you know who you are, and you really know who you are, you know you can never be alone.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that comes a responsibility and a clear understanding of what needs to be done.
And when you say responsibility, what do you mean? Like,
just everybody comes in this earth to do something, you know, and your responsibility is your innate tools and skills that you've been given, and you saying, all right, fuck what they think, fuck what they say, I'm gonna pursue what I want, and I'm gonna impact this world positively, and I'm gonna impact the people around me and empower them to be who they're supposed to be. And everybody has a different responsibility, but you have to figure out what that is for you, and you have to follow that every single day when you wake up. No matter what's going on, whether it's raining, snowing, the sun's out, you always got to follow that, because that's what's going to bring you eternal joy and peace. And it's what's going to bring the people around you eternal joy and peace.
How has dreams, what's the significance of dreams to you? Because you are Kenny Dreams.
Yeah.
Break that down. Like,
it's crazy. Like, I didn't know what or how much it meant in my life at first. I used to go by a slightly different name when I was in high school. I used to go by Dream Kenny, which is kind of like the same but different. But then I flipped it around, like when I was graduating, and it was like, oh yeah, I bet that makes sense. That's just easy, Kenny Dreams. And then it wasn't until last year, 2024, I realized I'm the Sandman. And
is Sandman?
yeah.
Is that from Fantastic, the
Nah,
Incredible? What's
that's
it called?
like the
Sandman?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Character.
Yeah, nah. That's like the controller of the dream realm. That's what the
Okay.
Sandman is.
But where's that from? It's just like a name you thought of?
Nah, it's like folklore.
Okay.
Like, that's the best way I would put it.
Okay.
But for me, it's real, because there's a different realm there for me when I'm in that mode and I'm dreaming. I could feel it. It's a different realm. And I lucid dream a lot of the time.
It sounds like almost like being in the flow state. Is that what you're referring to?
Nah, I'm referring to like a realm that's
But
like
while you're awake or sleep?
sleeping.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. Flow state is dope too.
That's when you're awake.
That's when you're awake.
Okay.
Though. This is like when you're sleeping. And, you know.
That's so cool. Like, you could lucid dream on command?
Most of the time.
That's crazy.
Especially when I'm like sleeping. If I just like pass out, probably not. But if I'm
or like when you say I'm going to sleep and then sleep?
when I'm going to sleep intentionally.
Like, okay.
You know, versus like just being in the car.
Okay.
And like just passing out.
So you do that like every night?
Basically.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Explain to people what lucid dreaming is and how that feels.
Lucid dreaming is when you're aware that you're dreaming. And how it feels different to everybody. Some people enjoy it, some people don't. Yeah.
I've never lucid
Content you making out here, bro. Cuz
It's gonna be a lot of goddamn ass smacking and more things.
dream in my life. I barely dream, so it's just very fascinating when people like are able to even control their dreams, because I barely dream, so it's crazy. You think it's like a gift, or
I don't know.
you don't know? Do you look at it as good or bad, or it's just something that happens?
I look at it as good for sure.
Okay. Well, not to get that's too personal. Like I don't really.
Well, if it's too personal, just say it anyways.
No, I was gonna ask you like, what's the craziest lucid dream you've ever had?
Oh, the craziest lucid dream I ever had.
Or the most like memorable one?
It'd be all sorts of dreams. I'll probably tell you a couple off camera.
Exactly. I told you. You see?
That's it. That's
yeah. I do think dreaming is a gift because like when I go to sleep, I just wake up and I don't remember nothing. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I can't relate. What's like your philosophy on it? Do you think it's like God trying to communicate with you, or do you think it's like visions from the past, or like from? What's your philosophy on it?
I'm still figuring that out. I feel like I'm a baby when it comes to. You're a baby dreamer? Yeah. When it comes to my overall, like, because I just figured out I was a Sandman, like, basically this year. So I'm still new, I'm still fresh in understanding what that realm is, you know? Mm-hmm. But I'll figure it out for sure. Right now, all I can say is, if you're someone out there that dreams things, write them down, take a note of them.
You know what's interesting? I used to have this thing when I was younger. It doesn't happen as much anymore. Like it barely happens, but I would dream about something. And then the next day, that exact thing will happen. Like on some That's So Raven thing. And I didn't share it with people until like I started getting older, because like I remember sharing it with my brother and he was just laughing at me. And I knew I wasn't bugging because I remember I was babysitting a little girl and she's like 8, and she was talking to another girl that they were like having a play date. And she's like, "Oh, you know that I dreamt this last night. I dreamt that you did this last night." And I was just like, whoa. And it like jogged my memory back to like all those times I was younger and like I would dream and then it would happen. You know what I mean? That's why I'm always like so fascinated with like that dream realm. Like, what is it for real? Yeah. You know?
Nah, sometimes you get messages.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Mind Over Matter was birthed out of I would say somewhat dream, because I was sleeping and I heard it. It was like audible. So I don't know what it was, but I was like, I got to follow that.
I've written a couple of dreams and like songs in my dreams. And that's always a beautiful thing. And sometimes you know you made something amazing and you wake up and you forget it. And you just hope that you can receive the message again, you know?
Do you try to pursue those things when you wake up, like instantly, or do you like let it marinate? Like the dreams you have when it comes to like certain things where it's like,
nah, it's already happened. There's no need to pursue it.
Interesting. All right, let's lean back into Roaring 20s.
Roaring 20s.
explain to people who the Roaring 20s are and what it is.
Roaring 20s is the greatest hip hop group ever.
Period.
And it is comprised of me, Iz Lamar, John Elite, Reaper Blue, and V Westcott. We are all just a couple 20-something-year-olds chasing our dream in the big city. Iz is from LA, I'm from Texas. John's from North Carolina, moved up to New York. Reaper's from Harlem and Lower East Side. V Westcott's from Queens. And we just all some talented motherfuckers just chasing our dream.
How has just like the trajectory of where you're going changed since you've met them? Because there is a saying that like go alone and you go fast, but go together and you go further. I don't know if you ever heard of that saying, but
Nah, you just dropped the gem right there.
how is it like your trajectory of your career you feel like has changed since you've met them?
I don't know. How do you think it's changed?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I feel like that's for people to decide.
Okay.
For me and for us, we are focused on telling our story in the most impactful way that we can. The stock and trajectory and all that stuff, like, that's not the things we think about. We wake up every morning, we think about how can we deliver the best product? How can we tell our story in the best way? How can we create the best music? How can we create the new thing? And what are we doing to make it happen?
So the type of music you do make is called soulful psychedelics.
Yeah, soulful psychedelic.
Explain to people what that is.
It's a mixture of futuristic trap music with old school hip hop. Except I honestly don't even like classifying it that way anymore because I just feel like people decide what they're listening to. I don't like to categorize anything I'm doing anymore. I just feel like being an artist is breaking through those categorizations. And as an artist, you should never seek to, at least I don't want to ever seek to being like, yo, I'm making this or I'm making that. I just want to make cool shit. And I want people to just view it as cool shit. I wish that if you went to my Spotify and you clicked on the genre of my music, it just said cool shit. I think that's what it should be.
Who are some of your inspirations?
Kid Cudi, Travis Scott, Kanye West, and Bob Marley.
Bob Marley. That's such like a curveball.
Yeah, because Bob Marley's fucking cool.
He is cool. Big up all the Jamaican them. Bop, bop, bop,
Hey,
bop, bop.
turn me up.
Name a time you spoke your reality into existence, because that's what Mind Over Matter is about. It's about speaking your reality into existence. So can you recall a time you've done that?
100%. When I was in high school, I always wanted to be an artist. And when I was like 15, I said I was going to go to New York and I was going to pursue music. And 3 years later, that's what I was doing. And I had a vision I would meet people and we would all be doing it together. I didn't know of what it would be, but I had a vision I would meet people and we'd all be doing it together. And that's what I'm doing right now.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
What is the significance of mind over matter? What does that mean to you?
Mind over matter. You create things from your mind. They're connected. And the over for me is the order in which it happens. So it's just the combination of the two will create your reality.
It's funny how, you know, the universe works, because the way we met was kind of like on some random,
Yeah.
you know, I was doing public interviews,
Yeah.
walking my path, you know, doing what I need to do, getting content. I was just asking people, what was the question I asked? I said, what conspiracy theories do you believe?
Yeah.
And then I seen Kenny, and then I asked him, but I didn't even like scout you. It was like my friend that was like interning with me. He had approached you, and then he was like, yeah, I'm Kenny, I'm an artist. And it's funny because I look back to that video, I'm like, yo, it's so many people I could have met that day, but I met Kenny. You know what I meant? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, the way the universe works is just so fascinating.
It is.
You know, literally a random person, like a stranger, now you're like, 2 years later, we still like...
We homies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing how the world works. So, I want to kind of lean back into... Wait, let me get out some questions.
I remember that day too.
Yeah.
Like I was graduating NYU.
You were graduating, or you...
Like
it was in the summertime, no?
Oh, maybe I just graduated.
Yeah, I think you had just graduated.
Yeah. That day was amazing though. It was so hot.
So bees?
Yeah.
What's the most proudest like moment of your...
That was my third time
performing. And that's crazy. Cause like SOBs is like a staple. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's the most proud moment you've had in your career so far?
Opening up 50 Cent.
How was that? Like, what was going on through your head, and how did you feel that day?
How did I get here? This is lit. This is fucking amazing. 50 Cent is so cool. And I'm just from Texas. I don't even know why I'm here yet. But also at the same time, it was like, we ready.
You were prepared.
We prepared. This is our time. Chef G's cool.
He is.
Yeah, I met him. I met Chef G. Man, cool. I met Tony Yayo. I was talking to Tony Yayo for a little bit. He's mad cool too. All of the people that I just grew up looking up to, I'm realizing why they got where they are. It's just they mad cool.
Have you ever dealt with like... I mean, I feel like I could already answer this. Like feeling like imposter syndrome or anything of that nature. Where do you think that stems from?
I'm Kenny Dreams.
You know who you are.
I know who I am. I'm supposed to be here. You know, and I'm only going to be better and greater than what I am now. It's not even the final form. This is like the baby version of saying.
Where's like the final like dream? Like this is the dream. You know what I mean? Like what is that for you?
Like that's the beauty in it. Like there is no final form. There's an elite form. Shout out my boy John Elite. There's an elite version, but there is no final form. It's a never ending pursuit of greatness.
I know this is a corny question, but where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Biggest artist in the world.
He did some That's So Raven shit. That's how true it was. He said, biggest artist in the world. All right, period. Yeah. Speak into existence. I love that. Is there anything you want to touch on, like highlight?
I just want to highlight the fact that you've been killing it.
Oh, I appreciate you.
104 episodes. Shout out Mind Over Matter. Shout out DEJA.
What else?
She's so great. She's been killing it since we met 2023.
Thank
We
you.
tried to do this 3 times, back to back to back.
Yeah.
When we finally did this. We finally killed it. You know what I'm saying? I want to shout out the crew. I want to shout out Eyes Lamar. I want to shout out
Big
John
up,
Lee.
big up, big
I
up,
want to shout out Reaper Blue, V Westcott.
big up.
And to anybody out there who is watching this now, thank you. Who's watching this in the future, welcome. And anybody 10 years in the future, shout out to you, man. Because that means we right where we supposed to be.
Exactly. I had somebody say on the podcast, podcasting is like hieroglyphics almost.
No,
and
it
I
is.
couldn't unsee it.
No, it is. Because it's like, this is the modern day form of recording history.
Exactly.
You know, and you're looking at history right now.
Period.
You're looking at Kenny Jeans and DEJA.
DEJA Wallace.
DEJA Wallace on a fucking podcast, Mind Over Matter. You're literally viewing history right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so...
Oh my God, I got like
anybody
butterflies.
out there, pursue your dreams.
Period.
Know who you are. And believe in it.
That was a perfect note.
Anybody listening to this right now, Soulful Psychedelic coming out this year. I'm not gonna promo it too much though, because it's just music. But I'm coming out with Certified Lover end of this month, and we're gonna keep dropping these anthems. So tune in.
Certified Lover Boy.
Certified Lover. Sandman. We out.
Thank you for joining me today, Kenny. And
appreciate you.
Thank you if you guys listened to the end of another episode. Like, you really came back and you listened to the end of another episode. Like, oh my God, I love that for you. Like, I could tell you love yourself. I could just tell. And remember to tell a friend, mom, dog, sister, auntie. That is mind over matter, baby.
Appreciate y'all.